Hey, it's horned up. Who's horned up? I'm horny.
I'm horned up. And it is Packers week. Vikings in a 2-game skid, but nothing better than defeating the Packers at home to get off the schneid. Patrick Harms, thank you very much, sir.
Harmsy, shelling out some cheddar during the NFC North roundtable, showing the Vikings some love. So, Harmsy, greatly appreciate that. It's always good to see some Vikings fans in the house. We saw a Viking funeral. I believe we saw Ashley Frozen North. So everybody that comes over for that, greatly appreciate it.
Hell yes. A lot to talk about in this one. Vikings have a long injury list, and obviously we still have playoff hope. It's getting slimmer by the day, but we still have hope. There's still hope for this team.
Always have hope. Dave's in the house. Nitzberg, Viking funeral. Dubs, Ashley, Harmsy,
T-Bass.
Mason M. T-Bass.
Returns during a 2-game losing streak. Are you surprised?
Return of the Mac.
Are you surprised?
Well, he's right. He's right. Run the damn ball. Run the freaking ball.
Yeah, this is definitely a game that we may be running the ball in this one coming up here.
We ran the ball like shit against the Packers the first time. I don't get that, but whatever. Monamidai in the house. What up?
Monamidai probably wearing his relaxed pants right now. Hope he is.
If I had to guess, I'd say he's wearing nothing but a fucking smile.
Oh my God. So happy. Eric Spink in the house.
Eric Spink, evening to you as well. We'll give her a couple minutes here before we dive balls deep into this agenda.
Have you ever purposely dove balls first into a pool or a lake?
I don't know how that would be possible.
Somehow you jump out and then you make sure your balls hit the water first.
No, that would be silly.
Somebody
call that stupid.
Call that a ball flop. Ball flop.
Stephen John waiting for the drunken round table. Hey, you just missed it.
It's a great idea. Was Boz drinking again?
Nope. I think it was just me with a beer in my hand, but that's all right. That sounds fairly normal.
Yeah.
How are we feeling going into this Packers game? How is confidence? Confidence high? How are we liking it? Ashley, you're right. Hit that like button. We got 23 watching. We should have 23 likes at least.
Yeah. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't.
Sounds like we don't. Cannonballs. There you go. Spinksy.
Cannonballs. Canyon. Is that an accent aigu over that N? We got 7 likes.
7 likes.
Christian Ponder.
Not great. Not great. Not horrible. Fuad Revez as well.
Hell yes. Hell yes. You know, we're going to start with a little bit of draft talk today, too. We got that on the agenda. Again, it's almost January, so draft season is just around the corner.
Justin Purple and Gold in the house. Hit that like button. You're damn right. Hit that like button. Let's do it. Confidence as low as it can get, but that should be enough. This Packers team ain't good. They just had a barn burn against the Panthers. How do you let the Panthers score 30 freaking points? That's embarrassing.
They let Baker Mayfield throw for 4 touchdowns and like 350 yards. He was almost perfect on the day. So
I think we did that too, didn't we?
This defense is reeling, and this should I don't care who our quarterback is. He should go for 300 or
Did we let Baker Mayfield have a game?
No, he didn't. He had like 220. It wasn't very good. It was efficient enough. I think he maybe had 2.
All right, hit that like button. Throw something in the comments. Let's get this showing up. But I don't know. I think we can start talking some news and nuggies.
Yeah, let's talk about the 2 big injuries. Obviously, the one that hurts the most because we don't know if DJ Wonnum's coming back. But DJ Hawkinson torn, what was it, MCL, ACL, or PCL? Whatever. His knee is blown to shit. And
Wonnum's out. He's done for the year.
I know.
I thought you said you didn't know if he's coming back.
No, next year, like if we're going to sign him as a free agent. We know TJ Hawkinson's coming back. He's extended. The question is when? I mean, that's what sucks. This is going to carry over to next year. How long to next year? Hawkinson's injury. This isn't just for 2023. This is going to go into 2024.
I'm just glad he's not like 29 or 30. I mean, trying to look at the positive side of things here. He's 26 years old, and it's going to go in the next year. Absolutely. And take your time with him. I mean, he's signed to a 4-year contract. Do not rush him back, but this sucks ass. This sucks ass so bad. I hate everything about it. The main reason why the Vikings go on a win streak and winning games while Kirk Cousins is out, Justin Jefferson out, is because of TJ Hawkinson. What a dick punch.
It sucks too because your season starts to go downhill. You start to look for individual records, and Hawkinson was having one of the all-time great years for a Vikings tight end. 2 games to go.
At the great point. Didn't participate anyways.
Well, he had a bad cold. So yeah, I mean, it just sucks. It sucks for multiple reasons. It sucks. It's going to carry over next year. So now we got to worry about the tight end position being very weak, led by Josh Oliver, Johnny Munt, Nick Muse next year. Maybe we draft someone late. I don't know. Bring in somebody else, but it's just, this one just hurts. This one just absolutely rubs salt in the paper cut on your Peter.
Yeah, I don't think it really affects how we look at tight end in the offseason, though. We got a lot of guys there, so I don't think that affects that one damn bit. It just sucks that we don't know when he's going to come back, and he's not going to get a full offseason. But luckily, does he really need a full offseason? Probably not.
No, it's just, how long will it go? I mean, is it going to linger into November? I mean, I hope not. I sure as hell hope not. But we wish the best for Hawkinson, the logo himself, a speedy recovery. DJ Wom, the other one, out for the year with a torn quad. You don't hear that very often. Have we seen the last of DJ Wom suit up for the Vikings?
Boy, if you were to ask me like last July, I said he's not even going to make the team because I'm a moron. But it's going to be interesting because Danielle Hunter, free agent. Marcus Davenport can eat my ass. I don't hope he's not even in the facilities anymore. So really we're left with Patrick Jones and Andre Carter. DJ Wonnum could be a sneaky play to come back. It's like with him, what do you pay that guy? I mean, what do you pay? What are teams willing to offer DJ Wonnum?
And what the hell is the injury timeline on a torn quad? I mean, that one seems like it could linger too.
It's like on a torn hog.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
Torn hog, your career is over.
Career's over. Everything's over if you tear your hog. I mean, DJ Wonnum really became a complete player this year. Was much better against the run than he's been in the past. He had 8 sacks with 2 games to go. Again, he was close to getting double-digit sacks. So I think this is an ascending player here. Great fit in Brian Flores' scheme. Now coming off an injury, especially in a contract year, it just muddles everything. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
Let me ask you this. Does DJ Wonnum owe Brian Flores about half his contract, whatever he gets this offseason? Because, I mean, DJ Wonnum, I'm not going to downplay him, but like if that's Andre Carter out there the whole year, or if that's somebody else, does he put up the same stats? I got to give a lot of that to Brian Flores. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
I don't think so, because I think he's always been a good edge rusher, and those are always premium positions. You're always gonna get paid if you can sack the quarterback, if you can pressure the quarterback. Yeah, he was one trick pony. I think Flores made him more complete. I wouldn't say half of it, but he should probably give him a little something under the table for sure.
I just don't know how much Brian Flores' influence makes our edge rushers look better than they are.
I mean,
like Davenport, even when Davenport was out there, he was ripping shit up. The 2 games or whatever he got from Davenport, the man was a freaking monster. And you don't see that much from Marcus Davenport.
I can't really say I watched a lot of Marcus Davenport games prior to this one, but
I have. I've seen them all.
I mean, Wonnum has had 8 sacks in his career before, so he's been able to get after the rusher. So I think there was always going to be a market for him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But again, this injury, which I mean, anybody know the timeline on the quad? You think too, for an edge rusher who needs to bend and then
my hunch is he'll be just fine for the beginning of next year.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so for his sake.
Let's talk. We got to talk Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison, day to day. First it was week to week. Now it's day to day. He did not practice today. I don't think he's going to play on Sunday. I hate everything about that, but I don't think he's going to play.
I don't think so. He's another one where I just feel like this one makes me feel gross. I don't have a good feeling about this at all. And you look at Jalen Naylor still not practicing yet with his concussion. So what's our wide receiving core going to look like? I mean, it's going to be, again, KJ Osborne, Justin Jefferson are going to be 2 targets, and then Johnny freaking Munt maybe a tight end. I mean, that's all you need.
Why are we talking about Jalen Naylor? Who cares?
I'm just saying the depth is just so thin now.
I take Lucky Jackson over Jalen Naylor right now.
Ugh, yeah, I mean,
we're at 12 likes. Let's get that thing over 25 plus. Let's get it over 25 plus before we go into the next segment.
Wow.
What else we got for news?
Let's see what else we got for old Vikings news. Something we didn't talk about. I don't think we even knew it in the post game, but Caleb Evans, our starting cornerback, 4th round pick from just a year or 2 years ago, was benched. He was benched for performance in this game. And they said, you know what? I think we're better off with an undrafted rookie in Jalen Williams than Caleb Evans.
There's been some times after bar close, I come home and the old lady should probably bench me for performance.
Really?
Yeah. Sloppy. Real sloppy. But Caleb Evans, he should have been benched shit, some of the games he's had the last couple of weeks, yuck, ick, ish.
Yep.
And I think they said like, oh no, he's going to be back out there next week. Like, so I'm sure he'll be starting, but
there's no one else. There's no one else to start. And yeah, T. Higgins absolutely owned him. The Bengals were picking on the whole time. I guess I didn't notice it as bad against the Lions. I mean, I couldn't tell who was supposed to be covering some of these guys because they're so damn wide open. But gets benched, and this is just a real slap in the nuts to Caleb Evans and Kwesi, even, making that reach for the 4th round for this guy. Flores just kind of said, like, it just wasn't his day. It wasn't his day. I don't know. So I wonder if this should be his profession or not.
Take a step back. I mean, he's good depth. I like everything about it, and he's had some good games when he started. It's just like the inconsistency, and it seems like when Caleb Evans messes up, he just messes up bad, and it's just gross, and it's just so apparent, so everybody can just pile on. I'm sure he does a million things during the game that are fantastic, but it's like when he F's up, it's so blatant, and it's such on a huge play.
It's horrible. We see him drop interceptions. We've seen him make horrible plays on the ball, miss tackles. I mean, he's pretty much done everything bad at some point this season. So Caleb Evans, you said it, though, he's probably going to start because Byron Murphy's still not practicing, Mekhi Blackman not practicing. So cornerback was always a thin position for the Vikings. Now it's going to be Andrew Booth, the Caleb Evans out there against the Packers.
Juwan Williams, is he on our practice squad?
He might still be back in the
Bring
practice
that man
squad.
Up. Let's go. I like him.
Hey, let's put Najee back there. Why can't Najee play some corner?
He didn't play much corner in college. I mean, I love Najee, but that would probably
put him out there.
That would probably be a mistake.
Dude's a playmaker. I don't care if he played corner or not. Put him at wide receiver too.
Okay, this ain't Madden. Like your ambition, but hit that like button. Let's go. Any other news and nuggets?
I think that's pretty much the Vikings news and nuggets. Again, just a very injured, depleted roster right now. And though we are injured and depleted, we still have a chance to make the playoffs.
We do. I believe we're at like 23, 24% chance. We beat the Packers. We go up over 50%. We went out. We're at like 90 something. So we don't control our destiny, but if we win our next 2 games, it's very, very high percentage chance we make the playoffs. And whether you don't want us to make the playoffs or you're like, fuck that, we don't need to play. It's still a possibility, whether you like it or not.
28% chance to make the playoffs right now, 48%. If the Vikings win, somehow it can be 58% too. So yeah, beat the Packers. We'll be talking about this a little bit more. If we lose the Packers, definitely be a lot of draft talk next week.
Well, if we lose, so this is the Vikings-Packers playoff game. Whoever loses this game is out. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. Big time game, New Year's Eve. I'll be speaking Spanish by halftime. I'll probably have to rewatch this game the following day. I'm going to be whapping beers like a son of a gun.
Give me a little champagne?
No, just beer. Champagne and beers, maybe. But big time game. And loser goes home and cries, puts her pee-pee between their legs, and does the tuck in front of the mirror. I can't think of anything better than kicking the Packers out of the playoffs.
Do everybody do that when they lose? Or was there a bet that I didn't know about in this one?
That's what I do. Every time we lose, I do that.
My God, we should start putting that on the members only channel.
We'll see. It's possible. So, moral of the story is, love it, hate it. Playoffs are still in the picture.
We're still alive. It's the end of December. You always want to be relevant at the end of December. We still are relevant, whether you like it or not, whether we've lost 2 games or not. We are relevant. And I think that's the thing that makes this season extra frustrating. Like, I know we've had injuries. We've overcome some crazy ass shit. The fact that we're still in it at this point, and we actually have had some games we probably should have won, even with this depleted roster, makes it all the more just frustrating and stings more. Just because, like, you shouldn't be here, but you are, and you've also just kind of blown some games.
They've blown a shit ton of games.
I know what I'm saying, but even with all these injuries, you probably shouldn't even be in the position to be there. And there's all these self-inflicted wounds on top of the injuries. And that's what makes the season extra frustrating for me.
Yeah. Skirt pretty active in the comments saying Williams is on another team, I think. That could be true. We're going to call Skirt Squirt from now on, by the way.
The old Squirt. Speaking of Squirt, squirt some Happy Nuts on your balls. Get them things unbelievably clean. We put it up there. The Happy Nuts clean play of the game. You guys voted, and the winner was Justin frickin' Jefferson's gorgeous touchdown in the corner of the end zone.
What's the winner get?
It was beautiful. Winner gets nothing. Justin Jefferson was the winner.
All right. That was a beautiful toss. Nick Mullins, bad game, good throw, good catch, great catch.
It was one of his few good catches that he had. Nick Mullins to Justin Jefferson, but again, more of a beautiful catch by Justin Jefferson, a guy who did everything in his heart to make the Vikings win this game.
I feel the winner of the Happy Nuts should get a Happy Nuts kit or something.
Look, I drop hashtag Happy Nuts, and we'll do a drawing at the end of the month.
No, I meant like Justin Jefferson, the winner of it.
Oh, he should get one.
I mean, we got to give something away for something. If the Happy Nuts winner.
Yeah, I mean, they could shave their trophies we keep sending them.
All right, let's talk quarterback. Quarterback change, still not newsworthy. They're not mentioning it. During practice today, or walkthrough, they were alternating between Jaren Hall and Nick Mullins. Josh Dobbs, a name that's continuously floated around and still in the mix, was not out there. So it's clearly between Mullins and Hall.
Yeah. Anybody mentioning Josh Dobbs, he was not alternating snaps. He was watching. So, yeah, it makes the Vikings either still aren't sure or they just didn't want the media to see what they're really planning on doing. So whatever way you want to look at it here, because I think it's just the media portion when they're both taking snaps. But just go Jaren Hall this route. Just do it.
16 likes. It's mildly offensive. I'm certainly a little offended. Lupagus, thoughts?
I mean, come on. It doesn't take a lot of effort to hit that thumbs up button. Just click.
Let's get over 25. Let's do it. Yeah, if Jaren Hall, if anybody clamoring for Nick Mullins right now, makes no sense. I mean, we can say it can't get worse. Yeah, it can get worse, but at this point, put Jaren Hall out there. He can go out there and have 7 interceptions, and we can at least at the end of the game say, like, you know what? Jaren Hall's not very good. At least we'll have something to say. If Nick Mullins goes out there, loses a 1-point game, has 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, just does a Nick Mullins game, it's like, oh, I wonder what would happen if Jaren Hall. Let's at least see. Jaren Hall, go lose the game. Go win the game. Do something.
Nick Mullins' game was like 350 yards and 3 interceptions. I think that's what he kind of does. Yeah, I mean, Jaren Hall, too, he can take off with his legs, make some plays on the ground. If you can limit the mistakes, you don't have to throw for 300 yards. Just play some cleaner football. I think the Vikings can win this game. So I hope it's Hall. We don't know yet. I bet you we'll find out tomorrow, though.
Yeah, we'll definitely find out tomorrow. I mean, it's Thursday. We will find out. I mean, with Jaren Hall, I mean, you say play clean football. I don't anticipate overly clean football with Jaren Hall. I anticipate more plays, more playmaking ability. I still fully expect some gross throws, probably some interceptions. But you know what? Maybe he'll make up for some of those bad plays with his legs. Maybe he'll make up with it with a crazy ass throw. Nick Mullins doesn't make up for anything.
Well, I mean, Nick Mullins, you'd see him like backpedaling, then he'd throw the ball, and it actually worked once for Jordan Addison there. I think on those plays, you're going to probably see Hall scampering for yards, which will be nice because it also takes some ticks off the clock. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be bad plays with a rookie quarterback in there, but we've also seen Nick Mullins been in the league for 7 years, and he's looking like a rookie. So you're 7-8. You're really, I mean, 28% chance to make the playoffs. Just go with the freaking rookie. Just do it.
Go with the rookie. Let's see what we got. Finish him off. And I think it will be. They would have already called Nick Mullins as, I mean, they wouldn't have done this. Like what's the
keeping those?
What are they looking at? They
guessing.
know who's starting. They know who's starting, and it's going to be Jaren Hall.
They're just playing chess games with Matt LaFleur.
If it was Nick Mullins, if it's Nick Mullins, wouldn't you want him to have the confidence going into this game like he's the guy? Why would you toy with Nick Mullins at this point? It's going to be Jaren Hall.
Yeah, and I think the players probably know it, and I think they probably want it. Big Dick Nick, he's just big pick Nick is what he is.
If this was like a quarterback challenge at the Pro Bowl, something Nick Mullins will never make, and you're looking for accuracy, you want to hit the target, put Nick Mullins out there, fine. He'll probably do a better job. But we're trying to win a ball game here. We're trying to go to the playoffs. We want to see something crazy.
I don't know if he will do a better job.
I do. I think he would.
I don't know. I mean, that one drive,
Hall's accuracy is never been a strong suit.
Freaking nice. That's freaking nice. Yeah, it's great. We'll talk more about that when we start delving into these Packers. But yeah, it's time for a quarterback change. And why not? I go back to like, I'm just curious. Jaron Hall didn't get hurt. Like, this could have been his team this entire season. Like, who knows what would have happened? The Josh Dobbs thing wouldn't have happened. Nick Mullins couldn't have. I mean, assuming he played all right, but I mean, this had a chance to be in Jaron Hall's team for half the year, and that concussion unfortunately took that away from him.
Could have also been a complete disaster, and we would have made like 7 trades.
We could have been back to Nick Mullins, but just curious, how that would have panned out. In an alternate world.
Up to 24 likes. We got 65 watching. Hit that like button. Hit it so damn good. It helps the show. We greatly appreciate it. So take a second, take a sip of beer, hit that like button.
Yeah, and if you haven't become a YouTube member, be sure to do that as well. We're going to be doing a giveaway for a beautiful white and purple signed John Randall helmet. Hey,
Stephen John Halls for my happy balls.
Hell yeah.
Steven, becoming one of our favorites. Appreciate that, man. Greatly appreciate, sir.
I think him and Viking Funeral should have a Viking off.
I bet they know each other very well.
They probably had a sword fight. One bar, he's had an upset tummy all day, so I'm guessing he is going to go drop some water poop. Oh, my God, he's back. He's back already.
I had to grab the Randall helmet. So, members.
Members. Woo!
There it is. Full size John Randall signed white helmet. If you are a member, you will be in the drawing. We'll wait a little while, but that'll be a wonderful, wonderful giveaway. We also have a signed Jimmy Klein saucer, big old print that we're going to be doing a giveaway for members only. So become a member, $2 a month. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know what we're at, but I think we got it. What are we at for members? Do you know? Got to get some kind of milestone before we start doing giveaways there.
All right. Well, it's getting to that point in the season. We're not looking at it overly concentrated yet, but we got to talk some NFL draft. We have to do it. It's almost January.
Well, shit, even if we were still in, it had a better playoff percentage or already locked, we'd still be talking draft because it's the end of December. That's what you got to do. Always got to be looking ahead, looking for the future. And we love draft season. This is where our roots are. And congratulations, Ashley, on your membership for 6 months.
We appreciate that. Thank you. 6 months.
Oh, man.
Jonathan, what you have to do is become a YouTube member. Go to our YouTube page. Just hit join member, $2 a month. Boom. So let's talk draft. Right now we are pick 15. If we completely shit the bed, we could actually get a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
And if we win, we could be in the early 20s. So wide variety.
A big range. Let's talk about some prospects we could be looking at with those picks, whether they may fall. And again, we don't know at this point. It's December. These guys go up and down the draft board. Guys we could be looking at in round 1, might go in round 3. It happens every single damn year.
I guarantee you one thing. We'll have some draft prospects on our show. We always do. We will get them, and it will be damn fun to ask them some questions. Also, next week, we got Kyle Sloter coming on. So make sure to saddle up to hear Kyle Sloter's thoughts on the Vikings quarterback situation. He said he has some thoughts.
I'm sure he does. He's very opinionated. And again, a guy who seems to be universally loved by Vikings fans. I think there's still a contingent that want him signed. Put him out there.
Maybe he will be. You never know. Bo Nix will fall to round 3. You know what? It's funny. He probably will. Look at Will Levis. Remember last year? That's why when we mention names and if Lupagus or myself are like, he'll never be there. Tell us we're morons in the comments because we don't know anything. We absolutely know nothing when it comes to the draft or who will be taken where. Nobody does. So, look at Will Levis last year. Surefire top 5 pick, top 10 pick. Look where he goes. So when we rattle off names, it's a draft.
It's the draft. And, it maybe even look at positions more than names because you can kind of get a feel for the Vikings might be looking at with their first pick and their second pick. We don't have a 3rd round pick, but I think we have 2 4s.
Got a shit ton of picks, but let's based on the fact that we could be picking anywhere from like 8 to 23-ish. We at least wanted to throw out some names to get on your radar. Every week, we're going to throw out some names. And you know what? We'll start diving more into what they could bring to the Vikings and what they're good at. But I just want to talk names tonight.
Yeah, and I'm going to drop one right here. A guy I think I already talked about in a video, but Jared Verse, the edge rusher from Florida State. This is just a guy who lives in the weight room completely jacked. He's explosive. He's powerful. He's strong. Couple issues about his tackling technique, but look at his 41 tackles, 12.5 tackles for a loss, 9 sacks. We don't know Daniel Hunter's coming back. DJ Wanham probably not coming back. We don't know. Patrick Jones, Andre Carter. You need another edge rusher. Jared Verse. I like this Jared. I like this Jared Verse.
Well, edge rusher could, and I've said it many times. I'll say it again. I hate edge rushers early. There's so much boomer bust to those guys. I hate everything about it, but they will be on our radar. I'm doing Jerzon Newton, a guy that I will continuously talk about, the big man from Illinois along the defensive line. I mean, I look forward to the draft getting closer. Usually defensive linemen continue to creep up and creep up and creep up, and these guys just get hotter and hotter. But talk about a freaking monster. Monster. Would love him.
Well, actually, he's a little undersized, 6'2", 295, versatile. He can play inside.
That undersized? What are you, nuts?
Yeah, if you're talking for like a big, defensive tackle, I mean,
I don't want a big defense. I want somebody who's going to get after it.
That's what I like about him. You can use him. You talk about Flores' defense where he's putting guys in different spots. A guy like Newton, I mean, it's amazing what he can do. Ways you can use him. Explosive, quick, big for the interior. But yeah, I'd love us to address the front seven of this defense early if we can't get a quarterback.
All right, I gotta toss it out to the secondary just because Caleb Evans benched last week. Byron Murphy, I think he was signed to what, 2 or 3 year contract. I can't remember. Blackman, I think is going to be actually pretty damn fantastic. And then we got some other question. I mean, we got Andrew Booth, whatever, but you got to throw Kool-Aid from Alabama out there. Just has that huge ass ceiling. His name is Kool-Aid, which also bumps him up at least 5 to 10 picks, but he will be one of the top corners out there. And cornerback, love it or hate it, he's going to be cornerback's going to be another sneaky play. We have depth is going to be an issue.
Yeah, it's definitely the curveball position, I think. And I hate to say it because it feels like we're drafting a corner early every single year, but you already mentioned it. Murphy just like a 2-year deal. Caleb Evans is starting to look like ass. Mekhi Blackman might be our only quality corner long-term here. And I put Nate Wiggins on there too, 6'2", 185, a good ball skills, tall, lanky, maybe not a very physical tackler, but he's willing, but also very smart route recognition there. So Nate Wiggins, another guy I think would fit well in this defense.
Yeah, Nate Wiggins always is a guy that's right around that 15 pick. Wiggins is a guy that I need to definitely learn a little bit more about. Just the fact that we took Andrew Booth from Clemson, I need to really love this guy to want him.
Yeah, and I'm just throwing out there. I mean, I got to look at all these guys. I haven't really dove into these guys. I'm just picking names that are around that 15 to 22, maybe even 7 range. That I think could be good fits for this team.
Braylon Trice, my last guy from Washington. Yeah. The dude's a freaking mammoth. That is a big freaking man. He draws comparisons to Rashawn Gary, which is never a bad thing. He's an absolute monster. I think Brian Flores
he's finished.
Just a thought about this guy in our defense. He's so fucking big. He would make offensive linemen look silly. His numbers will not wow you as far as I think it's 8 sacks last year, something like that. But Braylon Trice is going to be a guy that's going to go bing, 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 bing up those draft boards. Chop Robinson, Squirt is saying, yeah, he's another big name. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I like Braylon Trice as well. Last guy I put on here just because I had to. Quarterback Jaden Daniels, 6'3", 185. I mean, look at this production: 3,800 passing yards, 40 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. That shows he also takes care of the football. Rushed for over 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns on the ground. There's some questions about his ability to work.
Hey, Jonathan, new member.
Hey. And I'm curious about his throwing motion, how much that's going to become a factor as everybody overanalyzes him. Again, I think he's going to skyrocket as the draft approaches. I think he's going to probably be maybe even a top 5 pick. So we'll see what happens. But Jaden Daniels, I think he'd be a nice fit with KLC.
Nobody gives a shit about the throwing motion these days. Nobody cares.
Everything gets overanalyzed. So I'm just curious how much of a thing that'll be. Everybody has their talking point as a draft. I look at Kyle Hamilton. I mean, he was so overanalyzed to the point where he was falling down the draft board. It happens all the time. So I'm just curious if that's the thing that's going to, something's going to come up with Jaden Daniels. It's going to be a big negative.
Yeah. I think when it comes to quarterbacks, anything is fair game right now. I don't think it matters one damn bit. Look at Lamar Jackson. Yep. His throwing motion. It's fucking gross.
Yeah. Talking about putting him in at receiver.
Jonathan Payton, once again, welcome to the new membership. Let's get a couple of new members tonight. Let's really push the membership tonight. If you want to win that John Randall helmet, you got to become a member. Hit it up. Let us know when you do it. Let's go to the mailbag because there's some questions about the draft there as well.
You've got mail.
Let's start off with the first one. Will the Vikings have a new offensive coordinator next season?
It's interesting because really no punishment yet for what the hell's the name? I'm drawing a blank.
Wes Phillips.
So will that happen in the offseason here? I don't know. I mean, him and KOC are best buddies. I could see a demotion in someone, being given the title of OC. Again, with Kevin O'Connell as your head coach, he's always going to be the offensive coordinator, no matter actually who's holding that title.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, will there be a new one? And I no. I would like 99% chance, no way in hell. Kevin O'Connell's the offensive coordinator. That's why we brought him here. I mean, I love what he's done with the culture. I love all that blah, blah, blah. Wes Phillips isn't the offensive coordinator. It's Kevin O'Connell. So they're not going to make a change there. I mean,
yeah, I
can see if next year, if the Vikings suck ass and win like 7 games and their offense is an issue, maybe then Kevin O'Connell's like, all right, I need to stop calling plays, but it ain't going to be this year. The thing is, real quick, they're going to pawn this off as far as Kirk Cousins was out. Jefferson's out half the year. Injuries. So they're going to like call this season like a wash.
Yeah, I just, personally, I wouldn't mind seeing someone else call the plays. I think KOC sometimes just goes ultra conservative or maybe just, you see some odd calls on first down sometimes or third and short where he'll go deep. I wouldn't hate if they did. And I think the only thing that if Wes Phillips isn't the offensive coordinator by title is because he is being punished and someone else is going to give the title to OC. Was Keaton McCarter? I see that in the comics here or somebody else. But again, doesn't really matter. It's like when Zimmer was here, he was the defensive coordinator. When KOC's here, he's the offensive coordinator.
I'd like a second half offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that'd be
nice.
That'd be nice.
All right, next up, we got what do you want and what do you think will happen with Kirk Cousins next year?
Eric Spink, I saw what you did there. You can start on this one.
Eric Spink, well done. So the question is, what do we think will happen and what do we want to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I want to happen. I want the Vikings to draft Mr. Penix in round 2 and then sign Kirk Cousins to a 2-year, $63 million contract. That's what I want. You know what? Get him in there, hang out for a little while. We got Kirk Cousins. I still think this team, this offense, the weapons we have are right on the cusp of still competing for a championship, especially if Brian Flores comes back. That's what I want. What do I think will happen? That's what I actually think will happen. I think we'll take a quarterback probably in round 2. McCarthy is a guy that's all over the place. You see him in round 2. I mean, Bo Nix is a guy that absolutely could go in round 3. He's all over the place too. I think you can get a quarterback after round 1 and bring Kirk Cousins back. So I think that's what's going to happen. And honestly, I guess that's what I want to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I think that quarterback even being round 1, no matter who it may be, I think you're going to draft a quarterback round 1 or round 2, re-sign Kirk Cousins for 2 years. And I want to see this offense healthy, led by Kirk Cousins with Brian Flores the defense, or maybe if he does go, I mean, is there a mentor on the defense that can take it and run it like he does? I want to see this defense with this offense healthy, with Kirk Cousins at the helm. Like you said, I think they can be a contender. I think really the way this team played, this grit of this team, if they would have had competent quarterback play, this could have been a team that really did contend for the title. But we're never going to know because of the injuries. So yeah, I think it will be Kirk Cousins coming back and a rookie quarterback drafted fairly high.
Well, and it sounds like everything points to Kirk Cousins coming back. They want Kirk Cousins to come back. The big question is, when will they take a quarterback? Who will they take? Do they actually take him in round 1? I think taking a round 1 quarterback, if they sign Kirk Cousins, would be stupid because I think there will be guys there in round 2, whether that's a Bo Nix, whoever it might be, or maybe you trade up into the back end of round 1. I mean, Kwesi, they're not afraid to go up and get their guy. But the first pick of the draft, wherever we're drafting, I don't want it to be a quarterback, a guy that's going to sit on the bench. If we're going to re-sign Cousins, go get a guy that's going to do something.
I don't care. I don't care if he sits on the bench. If that's the guy you want, that's because this is going to be the guy this regime ties their wagon to here. This is going to be their guy. So if it has to be first round, second round, I don't care. And I think I'm fine with him sitting. It's fine.
Well, my only argument is the fact that if it's a first round quarterback, then don't re-sign Cousins. Draft your quarterback and let him play.
But we've seen this work for other teams where you draft that first round quarterback, let him sit, and then you play him when you're ready. So if he's your guy, I don't care. I mean, do it. Well, Aaron Rodgers is the number one example. I mean, you want to go back to
that's
history.
A pretty crazy example.
Even look at the Packers now. I mean, Jordan Love, he's gonna be great. No, but he's definitely a competent quarterback. So I think you can do it. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be like a second round guy. If you love someone in the first round, take him, and I don't care if he sits.
Yeah, I just think the roster right now isn't somebody that can sit for that long. Like if you're going to take a first round quarterback, just play his ass.
Other thing you got to think about though, I mean, you have tons of cap space, so you can fill a lot of your needs in free agency.
Not that much
for teams that's close to competing. So yeah, I think you can actually draft a quarterback and let him sit this year. So yeah, Mahomes is another one.
I mean, if we're going to compare him to Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, I mean, they can sit for 10 years. I'm just saying that's pretty far and few between.
No, I would like to see the Vikings do something different like that. Like go high on a quarterback, and if he's not ready, I mean, you got Kirk Cousins, fuck, that's fine. Set him.
Hey, if they turn out to be Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, I'm on board with your argument.
It would be great.
We see a lot that aren't on there. We got one more. Would you be upset from T-Bass? Would you be upset this upcoming draft if every single pick was spent on offense and defensive line?
I wouldn't, because I say this even last year. Like I want that that third round swing tackle who can be a guard tackle who ends up having a 10-year career. Like we never draft that guy, and you see all these other teams that do that. The guy who maybe he's doesn't start for 2 years, then he comes as a starter and gets a huge contract his fourth year or fifth year. And then D line needs a lot of help. So if you can throw if edge is included in that, yeah, I wouldn't hate that at all.
No. It's an easy answer. There's an easy answer. No, absolutely not. I mean, defensive line, T-Bass could have phrased this. Would you be upset if we spent every pick on defensive line? And I would have said no. I mean, offensive line, Brian O'Neill, Darisaw, Ed Ingram, Garrett Bradbury still has 2 years of his contract. Left guard, what are we going to do with Dalton Reisner? That's a big question. But depth-wise as well, bring it on. Build through the trenches. It sounds old school, but that's what we got to do, and we haven't done it in quite some time. Defensive line, D-line. Harrison Phillips, he's got 1 year left on his contract, and he's not. He's good, but yeah, go nuts. I'm all for it.
I'd be 100% on board too.
All right, we're up 34 likes. We got 84 watching. Hit that like button. Hit it.
Not bad.
Very aggressively.
That was all the questions, right?
Yes, sir. Appreciate all the questions that came in. It's time to talk some Packers Vikings.
Yeah, let's do it. And obviously no hate meter this week because we know everybody hates the Packers more than anything. The Packers, let's get to know them. They are 7-8, same record as the Vikings. They just beat the Panthers in a nail biter, 33-30. Offensively, they're averaging 106.9 rushing yards a game. They are throwing for 240.06 yards a game. Defensively, really bad against the run, 135.93 rushing yards on the ground per game, allowing 231.66 passing yards per game through the air there. And they're even. They're 0 in the turnover margin. So those are your Green Bay Packers, a team that has just given up a shit ton of yards to quarterbacks recently.
Yeah. Joe Barry, they need to re-sign. They need to sign this guy to a 10-year contract. The Packers defense is so freaking bad. So bad. That's why it doesn't matter who our quarterback is. It really doesn't.
It doesn't.
We're not going to lose this game because of who our quarterback is.
No, if we lose this game, it's going to be because of a shit ton of turnovers. And again, talk about this bad defense. They're not going to have their star cornerback. Jerry Alexander has been
sucks anyways.
Benched for conduct detrimental to the team, where he went in there and busted up the coin toss. I don't know what the hell happened. I didn't see the video, but that's what it said.
I did. He went in there where he wasn't supposed to, and then when he won the flip, he said, "Wow, we're going to do defense." He didn't say defer. He said defense. So he almost completely screwed the Packers over. So the fact that they suspended him, that was very well warranted. What an idiot.
Was this
then
an
he goes on Twitter and he's doing
Was
his
it an
video.
overtime?
No.
Okay.
It did not go in the overtime.
But
you have to, the way you phrase it is very important. Even the ref threw him a bone and said, "You mean you defer?" He's like, yeah, I mean, I defer, because he would have lost the ball.
I want to go on.
It's unbelievable. It doesn't matter. Jefferson torched his ass anyways last time. I don't care if he's playing or not.
Addison torched him last time. I want to see him out there. I want to see him get torched again. He's the cockiest son of a bitch who sucks. I'd love to see, I mean, it would be JJ this week, just absolutely smoke his ass. So I wanted him to play. The fact he's out, and I saw the corner who was going to be there covering JJ. I don't remember his name.
It's like Valentine or
no, it's like Eric Johnson or something. It was horrible.
Stokes? It's Stokes.
No, it wasn't Stokes. It was somebody else.
Regardless, it doesn't matter. So here's the thing with the Packers defense, they have some pretty good players on defense. They got Rashawn Gary, they got Kenny Clark, they got some guys in the secondary that are actually pretty decent. It doesn't matter because their defense coordinator is like the Ed Donatel for the Vikings last year. They gave up 30 points to the Panthers last year. We're going to get yards. We're going to get a shit ton of them. Justin Jefferson, even with Addison out, even with TJ Hawkins out, we're going to get a ton of yards, and we should score a bunch of points. There's no reason the Vikings should lose this game.
Yeah, I'm actually very confident in this one. Like, maybe we shouldn't be because we're finding ways to lose these games, but I feel very good about this one, and it's because of this Packers defense, and they're horrible. We can run the football. I think Ty Chandler will have a big game. Stick with the running game. Keep pounding it. It worked in Cincinnati. Do it again here against Green Bay. And this is, honestly, your season looks like a wash at this point. Beating the Packers twice will always put a little happy face by the 2023 season.
Why didn't we run the ball the first time, though?
I don't know. The Madison was back there.
When we played the Packers the first time, they were giving up a ton of yards on the ground, and we didn't do it.
Yeah, I don't think it was working. It was weird because we played the Bears, I think, a week before that or 2 weeks before. We couldn't run the ball there either. I don't know. But I feel like the Packers defense is worse than it was then. It's horrible. And I think we will be able to run the ball this weekend.
Well, last week we ran it 10 times. Mm-hmm. So we will see what happens. It's a great thought to think we should and we could, but until they do it, I'm not going to believe it.
Yeah, I mean, but you need to. I mean, especially with Jaron Hall, the run game has to get going. I think they'll stick with it. And it's worked for every other team. And also, I mean, what did Bryce Young throw for? Was it over 300 last week? This was a guy who couldn't do shit. He had the best
game of the season. I want to say he did like 280 and 2 scores and 0 picks, something like that. I could be off by, 70 to 140 yards. But Bryce Young, they made him look like the first round pick that he should have been. I mean, I agree. We should run the ball. We should run it well. I hope Ty Chandler goes off for 100 yards and Madison for 40 plus and somebody gets a score. But I also need to see it. It's like why they didn't run the ball last week. I don't care if the Lions are good against the run, but 10 times, give me a break.
Yeah, I mean, they fell behind that one, and KLC is always going to throw the ball.
We're down by 3 at halftime.
Yeah, but it was more prior to that.
Behind.
Yeah, it was more prior to that. I think it felt like it was probably going to be a track.
We were down by 3. We were winning in the third quarter.
I know, but I think we kind of quit running the ball prior to that. We were down 17-7 before that, and we scored. And KLC just never got back into it. But Bryce Young threw for 312 yards, 2 touchdowns against this Packers defense.
Yeah, so that's like whoever the quarterback is for the Vikings, doesn't matter. There's not that much of a difference.
I think either one's going to have success. It just comes down to how clean they're going to be with the football. I mean, like, are they going to limit the mistakes? You got to limit the mistakes in the quarterback position.
The game.
What's that?
How clean will I be after the game?
I don't know. You've had a bellyache. I think you're going to, I don't know. Could be full.
New Year's Eve, baby. I can't wait. It's going to be a good time. A lot of beers drink on New Year's Eve. Wait till that post game.
Yeah, but it's weird. I mean, I'm really confident this week. Like, I really feel good about the Vikings' chances. I think we'll be 8-8. I think we'll eliminate the Packers from playoffs. And whether or not we make it ourselves, it doesn't matter because we take the Packers out.
Well, the other thing is defensively, I'm very confident. Or not defensively, offensively. I think Joe Barry, we're going to get yards. I think Justin Jefferson will probably have one of his best games of the season. The Packers offense, I mean, as much as we hate the Packers can eat my ass. They've been very good offensively. Aaron
call me
Jones
the
coming off
Packers.
a buck 20 on the ground.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, as much as we don't want to say it, he's been pretty damn good. He's been very good against the second time he's played teams this year. So the first time we played Jordan Love this year, we shut him down.
He was
He
horrible.
sucked. He looked horrible. I expect him to have a pretty damn good game. It's just like, how bad are the Packers defense going to be? Like, we have to put up some points on offense because they're going to get points.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like we're so injury depleted too. So we're gonna be. I mean, look at who's gonna be out there on the secondary. Who's our receivers going to be? Going down the depth chart a little bit. Tight ends. Who's going to be out there? This is a beat up Minnesota Vikings team, and Brian O'Neill did play or practice today in full, so hopefully we have him back. But again, a depleted Vikings team going against the Packers are fairly healthy, I believe. So
who cares? They suck.
Even all that, I still feel very good about this one.
I feel good. I think we will win. I think we should win. We will see. This is our playoff game.
It really is at this point because, again, the way that the Rams are playing, Seahawks are looking good. I don't know. This may be it. This may be the highlight.
All right. What do you think? Bring on some bold predictions.
Let's do it.
Who's ready to come on? Give some bold predictions. There is the link. Get your asshole on here and give us some bold predictions.
The bolder, the better.
Bolder, the better, baby.
Woo! Crawl doesn't feel good about this game. Bob Sweet, I hope you're talking about us because we're definitely wounded. This is the most wounded Vikings team I can ever remember. It's insane the amount of injuries this year. Vikings, Packers, end of the season. What else could you ask for? Night game, New Year's Eve. It is fantastic. T. Cuber thinks the Packers are tanking. We are beat up bad. You're right, Kroll. We are so beat up. Up to 46 likes. Hell yes. Ashley, our likes ambassador, not even nominated for that title. She earned it from the start. She's born to be the likes ambassador. Absolutely. Again, come on. Give your bold predictions for the game this Sunday night. Remember, this is a night game. So you watch the Vikings kick the Packers' ass, celebrate the new year. I don't know, maybe a kiss, maybe a little more. We'll see what happens. But yes, personally, I feel great about this game. Loss of Hawk is huge. Hopefully he's back. Oh, yeah, you're right about that, Cubes. Absolutely right about that. What happened? Tinkle?
All right. Bold prediction time.
We're ready. Got how many? Just 10? About 10 waiting back there?
Jesus, look at those freaking Funko Pops. Holy hell, look at those things.
Oh, yeah. The whole collection.
Monamita, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you guys. All right, here's my
Happy
bold
New Year, man.
prediction. Justin Jefferson is going to score two touchdowns. Johnny Munt, the Munster, is going to have a 30-yard catch.
Woo!
And
Very bold.
and this isn't really a bold prediction, but Justin Jefferson is going to carry this team. If we win the game, it's going to be because of Justin Jefferson. He's going to put it all out on that field.
Damn.
Boom. Monamita.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic, man. Love to see you.
Well done, buddy. Thank you.
Harmsy.
Hey, Arms.
Hey, you need a haircut, man.
I like your comb over.
Thank you.
It's too much hair.
You said bold, right?
Bold.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Nick Muse, 1 yard line,
Oh, boy.
touchdown.
You son of a
What
bitch.
reception?
You stole mine.
Oh, really? Maybe it's not that bold then, but I'm actually going to get really bold here. Caleb Evans sucks. Andrew Booth starts and gets an interception.
Woo!
Nice. Harmsy.
And Matamiai, here, I got to show you this.
What the hell is that?
Killer clowns from outer space.
Oh, boy. Monamita is going to be in your house later tonight.
Yeah,
Lock your
He already
doors.
is.
That's it.
Well done,
He already
Harmsy.
is.
Good to see you, buddy.
Old Harmsy.
T-Bass, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, look at him.
Hey guys, I hope you guys had a good Christmas.
Yeah, I hope you did too.
You too, man.
Yeah, I'm with Harms. Everybody's saying, let's see what Hall has. Let's see what Booth has before we go into this draft. Let's
I
throw
like
them
it.
out.
I like
Let's
it.
see.
Why
So
not?
my bold prediction is if the Vikings have at least 20 running plays by the end of the third quarter, they win easy. If not, crapshoot.
Hell
If not,
yes.
I mean, what's the best way to eliminate quarterback mistakes when you have a young quarterback or a struggling rep? You run the damn ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's inexcusable what happened last week. It's so. And then one quick thing. I compiled a bunch of things. Drafting a quarterback in the first round is not a save all. So I did the last 15 years. I didn't include last year's draft, but there was 56 total quarterbacks drafted in the first or second round. And using my grading criteria, I have 3 franchises, 11 Kirk Cousins level players, 13 below average starters, and 29 busts. So that comes out to basically a 25% chance that you're going to get at least a Kirk level, quarterback. It's only a 5% chance you're going to get a franchise, and it's a 51% chance you're going to draft a bust.
What
So
was
just
what was the round range? What was it? First to third round? What was it?
first through second.
First through second. I believe
And-
it. I believe it.
And I was pretty strict with franchise tags. I had Mahomes, Cam Newton, and Burrows. And there's some guys who are right at there, but I was pretty stringent on saying this guy's a franchise guy.
Ooh, no Lamar Jackson. Wow.
Well, he's one of those guys that are, right there, but Andrew Luck would have been, but I didn't use that criteria of would have been if he didn't get hurt. So, like I said, I was very strict on that, but you wouldn't believe some of these names. You would be like, who in the hell's that guy? And they were drafted in the first round.
I believe it.
So,
I believe it, T-Bass.
have a good New Year's, everybody.
Well done, sir.
You
We'll
too,
see you later, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'd
he
love to
ain't
see,
wrong.
but I'd love to see his scoring system though.
Well, I mean, even based off T-Bass or whatever, the numbers back it up.
No, I know, but I want to see what his.
Lamar Jackson should definitely be as the franchise level, but
Yeah.
BK, what's up, buddy?
Oh.
What's up?
What are you chewing some bubble gum?
I am.
Big League
I
Chew. A whole
Um,
pack.
So
He's in Matamina's house.
one of my work time hobbies when I have no grading and stuff to catch up on is I like to go around the other teams around the league's channels and hear what the fans and what their own media thinks of them. And I've actually been for some reason I've been watching a ton of Packers stuff this year, just interested in what
BK, what the hell?
I've just been so interested in what
A lot of Clemson
others
players.
think of Jordan Love. And one thing that I've been hearing, especially the last couple weeks, and this is my bold prediction more towards the Packers and the Vikings, but I think that if the Packers don't make the playoffs, which I mean, even if they win out, they're not controlling their own destiny at this point. But if they don't make the playoffs, I think LaFleur gets fired. I think he's probably out. And the reason I bring that up is because when I look at him as a head coach, like he is so much closer to, or sorry, KOC is so much closer to him than we realize. Like there are so many games this year. And I mean, when you go back to that game that they had a chance to make it to the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers a couple years ago, I think people forget that they were only down a score. Brady threw interceptions on 3 straight drives, and they came away with 0 points, and they lost that game. So, like, I look back at a lot of his games, and I see those similarities. Like, the Packers this year have had chances to put teams away. They've had chances to win games they shouldn't have won. Like, the Packers are in the same spot as the Vikings. Like, both should be 10-plus win teams right now. But there's something outside of the players that's holding them back. And in my personal opinion, I think it comes down to the head coach. And I mean, we saw it like a year after LaFleur got there. Like Rodgers was never the biggest fan of him. There's been plenty of players that have openly wanted out because they don't believe in him as a coach and they don't believe in his leadership. But I guess that's my bold prediction. I think that we're going to see a new coach in the division this year. I think if Green Bay doesn't make it, I think he's gone.
God, sounds
Wow.
fantastic. I love everything about that, BK. Well done,
BK,
sir.
taking it to another level.
Hey, it's bold for a reason. It's not just prediction. It's bold prediction.
He was predicting the future, not just the game.
Skull TOA, what's going on, buddy? What do you got for us,
I'm
man?
just so upset he was already looking at us. He didn't turn his head.
That sounds right with what T-Bass said. Everybody just wants to get rid of that top 15 quarterback and Cousins and just assume that we're going to get him Mahomes. It's not as easy as everybody thinks it is.
That's true.
That's
true.
So, and people saying trade. If people want to get rid of Cousins, they want to get rid of JJ. If you draft a new quarterback, who the hell is he going to throw to?
No.
I mean, come on, guys, have some sense. Not the listeners here. We're all intelligent listeners here on the One Button.
That's right.
Show.
Well, yeah,
That's right.
of course.
Yeah.
Very much.
I don't know if it's a bold prediction or not, but because it's happened 2 weeks in a row. If Mahomes starts, he's probably going to go throw at least 2 more red zone picks because he's done it 2 weeks in a row. He's got 6 interceptions the last 2 games. 4 of them have been in the red zone.
Mullins.
Yeah,
yes.
I think you said Mahomes. I
No, I
get
said
why you
Mullins.
make that.
I said Mullins. I'm not going to say Mahomes. I wish he had Mahomes.
I thought he said Mahomes. I'm like, shit,
I did
we
too.
make a trade?
No, I said
I
Mahomes.
was like, what?
So I don't know if that's a bold prediction or not, but
I believe it. I believe it. I don't want to, but I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
They have to start Hall, man. We have to see what he has. Because I think Cousins is coming back next year. So, especially with the injury. But yeah, I think I don't care how bad Mullins plays. They have to beat the Packers. That's just the way it is. So I say even if Mullins plays, they beat the Packers, and I say Chandler is going to be the offensive player of the game.
Oh shit! Yes.
I like it.
TYA. Before we let you go,
Sure.
If Jaron Hall starts, give us his stat line.
Well, seeing how Mushmouth is not playing, better known as Jair Alexander, I say I'm going to go 20. I'm going to go 28 for 34 for 325 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Damn.
Maybe a pick, but yeah. I mean, Packers defense is almost as bad as the Lions defense. And other than Mahomes lit up the Lions, and I got comments about the Lions I'll make later on in the week. Their fans have just gone cuckoo. You guys barely beat a team when it's 4-string quarterback, and you took an interception by our dumbass quarterback.
4 turnovers as
for
well.
you guys to beat us. So you guys could have your one NFC championship in 30 years. I'm 48. I was 18 last time you guys won. So I'll probably be 78 when you guys win your next one. So,
My God.
so settle down, Lions fans. But yeah, so I didn't say Mahomes. I said Mullins.
Everybody's giving you Mahomes
You
shit.
said Mahomes twice.
I said, but yeah. Oh, I talked about Mahomes earlier. So, but maybe I don't know. But yeah, no. I say Kevin O'Connell also has to show us something too as far as running the ball. He's not done it as a head coach, which he's been relying on Cousins, which has proven that he can't do. The run game works, and he just stops running the ball. So I don't know what's going on with that. So yeah, that's why I say Chandler's going to be the player of the game. I know kind of addicted myself to what the Hall line I just gave, but if Mullins starts,
There you said it.
then I would say Montgomery is the player of the game. That's what I would go. That's what I would go with. But
TYA, buddy, good to see you, man. Appreciate it.
Wait, no, he called Ty Chandler Montgomery.
It's all right. Viking funeral has just been. We're gonna make shirts out of that door someday. I guarantee.
Yeah, I have to.
Why not? I can make it happen.
I want that
What's
door
up, buddy?
for
How you
Christmas
doing?
next
You have
year.
a good Christmas or what?
Yeah, I had a pretty good Christmas. Just spent some time with the family and stuff. Had a couple
Hell
of
yeah.
beers or whatever else. Made it
Hope
made
it
it,
was- hope
made
it
it
was more
happen
than a
again.
couple.
I got another Christmas to go to this next weekend too. So
Damn.
yeah,
Nice.
three Christmases.
Busy man.
But speaking of Patrick Mahomes, I think the Packers defense is going to make Jaren Hall look like Patrick Mahomes. He's probably going to throw for 330. I think Ty Chandler's probably going to have a 100-yard rushing game. Johnny Munt's going to catch 2 touchdowns with 50-plus yards.
Shit. Yeah.
The Munt report is going to be full this week, boy. And then I think our defense is going to walk away with 3 sacks and 2 interceptions.
Damn.
Shit, Viking funeral, you're making me finish in my pants right now.
I already did.
Amen, brother. 30-17 Vikes.
Viking
shit.
funeral.
With all those stats,
Well
it seems
done, sir.
like a thin score. I think we should have been up by.
All right, we got one more. Lord freaking Duncan. Look at
Lord
that sexy
Duncan.
bastard whapping Budweisers left and right.
Viking funeral, I agree. I agree with Viking funeral. Munt all day long, baby.
Hell
Well, at least,
yes.
at least here and there. Okay, so my first thought was we should be about the 12th or 14th pick?
We're 15
Depends.
right now.
We'll
I
see
think.
what happens.
Regardless, about there, we
Yeah.
should be able to get one of the top 4 QBs, I think.
Maybe.
I don't want any more Cousins. I'm done. I'm done with him. And he's not going to sign a 1-year deal, so if we get him again, it's going to be another 3 years.
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably right.
My bold prediction for the score would be 31-28 Vikings.
It's too close.
Ivan Pace Jr. is going to have a pick 6.
Oh, shit. Lord
Somehow he's
freaking
going to get it. And he's going to run it in.
I love it. I love it.
How were your holidays good?
Hell yes. How about you, man?
Fantastic.
Hey, even my dad had to say that Christmas card that you guys sent was absolutely beautiful, and he insisted it be on the fridge. So,
Oh wow.
yep, there you go.
Hey, you gonna join us for the post game on Sunday night?
Hell yeah, because you guys have to do this with me one of these days.
Oh,
All right, I'll do it.
It might be Sunday night. It might be the first one.
One last prediction.
What do you got?
After the Viking game, that Tommy Kramer will be 86 from the Applebee's.
If you get booted from the Applebee's, you really put some effort into that. T-Man, final one, buddy. What's up?
Hey man.
Hey guys,
How you doing?
I didn't have the energy tonight.
That's all right, man. What do you got for a bold prediction?
Oh boy, what's the injury report first, Lumbo?
Well, we got
Everybody
Madison
hurt.
that probably is
Tonight,
not
not
going to
you.
play.
Who's up for the about? Is John House starting, or is it going to be Mullins?
They haven't said yet. Something tells me it's going to be Mr. Hall.
What do you think? What are you thinking, Lumpo? What are you thinking?
I think it's be Jaren Hall.
Oh,
And I support that decision.
and Alexander got suspended. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
He
I'm
sucks.
thinking Justin Jefferson's going to be fucking pissed. The fans are going to go nuts. I think the Vikings are going to win 24-10.
Woo!
Shit,
Oh, I got
T-Man.
a
like that.
question for you. Hey, before I let you go, how did Green Bay give up 30 points to a 2-14 Carolina team?
Because they
We're trying to
suck.
figure out. Yeah, that's the easy answer. They
Suck ass. That's why. Lopagus, what's your bold prediction?
Oh, it's weird because pretty much everyone I had has been stolen already tonight. So
You unoriginal bastard.
no, they were very original tonight. So I give
Were
everybody
they?
credit for the bold predictions. I saw a lot of Johnny Munt love. I saw a lot of Nick Muse love. Let's go to the other guy. Let's go Josh Oliver. Josh Oliver, 2 touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns this week.
Oh man, that sounds fantastic. I'm going Jaren Hall has 4 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's in the air, on the ground, whatever it is, 4 total touchdowns, 0 freaking turnovers. And Jaren Hall mania is just going to be exploding all over the place, just like Josh Dobbs did the first game. Everybody's going to think Jaren Hall is the second coming, and we cannot wait. And I'm all on board for it. I can't wait. Jaren Hall is going to rip shit up.
Yeah, let's. I hope he plays so well. There's a controversy going in the offseason.
Oh my God. All right, there you have it. We will be live before the Packers game. We'll be live after the Packers game. We will be shit-faced probably for both. Cannot wait. Appreciate
But will
everybody
we
hopping
be-
on. Hit that like
alive
button.
the next day.
Huh?
Just a question. Will we be alive the next day?
Don't care.
Oh my God. Yeah, definitely hop on for the Belly Up pregame and the Last Call Live post game. Huge game, Vikings, Packers, New Year's Eve. What else could you want? What else could you want for this point in the season? While you're waiting for that, guys, remember this: snakes and many lizards have 2 penises.
Yeah, I knew that. I heard that.